Germany, Europe's industrial titan. With the largest heavy industry base on the continent and a legacy of precision engineering, it's no surprise that this nation is once again becoming a cornerstone of modern European defense. From the Autobahn to aerospace, from shipbuilding to advanced electronics, German craftsmanship drives both industry and innovation. And as we explored in our recent episode on how Germany is back, linked in the description, Berlin is now pairing that economic power with military might. One clear sign of this transformation. In 2024, Germany's arms exports hit an all-time record of over 13 billion euros, nearly 10% up from the previous year. Over 8 billion of that went directly to Ukraine, both in aid and sales, making Germany one of Kyiv's largest military backers. From Leopard tanks to Mars to rocket systems, German equipment is proving its worth on the battlefield in Ukraine and driving demand across Europe and beyond. Simply put, German defense technology is no longer just for show. It's in the fight, and it's selling fast. In fact, so fast that German plants are struggling to keep up with demand. In this episode, we'll explore the best of Germany's modern military technology, from tanks to missiles, submarines to space systems, and how it's shaping Europe's defense landscape for the years ahead. Be warned, I've never had to talk as much about armor as in this episode, so strap on your tanker's helmet, folks. It's Panzite! Normally I'd kick things off with something brand new and flashy, but with today's battlefields increasingly dominated by drones, it's an old juggernaut and its modern evolutions that deserve first mention. I'm talking about Germany's suite of systems built to throw bullets into the air and take down drones and missiles. At the top of the list is the legendary Gepard Flakpanzer, even though it hasn't been produced since the 1980s. In Ukraine, this 60-year-old German technology has proven unmatched at shooting down Shaheds, missiles, and other aerial threats. Since 2022, more than 120 Gepards have been donated and sold to Ukraine, where they continue to rack up an impressive kill count. Germany is something of a specialist when it comes to anti-aircraft guns, and the Gepard's legacy lives on in two key modern systems. First among them is the Skynex, which is already serving with distinction in Ukraine. Built by Rheinmetall, Skynex uses 35mm Oerlikon revolver gun cannons that fire programmable ammunition, designed to detonate at precise distances and shred targets mid-air. This gun-based approach offers a highly cost-effective alternative to missile systems, making it ideal for taking out low-cost drones and loitering munitions, which are now a constant threat on the modern battlefield. Another key export success for Germany in this regard is the slightly smaller caliber Skyranger 30. This mobile short-range air defense system integrates a 30mm Oerlikon revolver cannon capable of firing up to 1,200 rounds per minute, similarly to the Skynex, utilizing programmable air-burst munitions designed to detonate at precise distances. In response to the evolving aerial threat landscape, the Skyranger 30 is being adopted by several European nations. Germany has ordered 19 systems mounted on Boxer vehicles, with deliveries expected to begin by the end of 2026. Austria has procured 36 systems to be mounted on Panther vehicles, and Denmark has ordered 16 systems for integration with their Piranha platforms. Germany's Panzerhaubitze 2000 has proven to be a formidable asset in Ukraine's artillery arsenal. With its 155mm gun, the PZH 2000 offers a standard range of up to 30 kilometers, extendable to 40 kilometers with base bleed rounds, and up to 54 kilometers using rocket-assisted projectiles. Its high rate of fire, capable of delivering 3 rounds in 9 seconds or 10 rounds per minute, has enabled Ukrainian forces to conduct rapid and precise strikes against enemy positions. Notably, a single PZH 2000 in Ukraine achieved a remarkable milestone by firing 20,000 rounds with one barrel, significantly surpassing the expected barrel lifespan of 4,500 rounds. However, the intense usage has led to maintenance challenges, with reports indicating that up to 50% of the Ukrainian fleet required repairs at all times due to the high operational tempo. It is currently operated by a whole host of nations: Germany, Italy, Netherlands, Greece, Lithuania, Croatia, Hungary, Qatar, and the aforementioned Ukraine, and is one of Germany's steady export successes over the last 20 or so years. Now, for a world first. Building on the success of the PZH-2000, the RCH-155 represents the next generation of German artillery technology and looks like something straight out of a steampunk movie. Built on the Boxer armored vehicle chassis, the RCH-155 combines the firepower of the PZH-2000's gun with enhanced mobility and automation. It boasts a top speed of over 100 km per hour and an operational range exceeding 700 km, allowing for rapid deployment and repositioning. One of its standout features is the ability to fire while on the move. Currently, the only artillery in the world which is out of the test phase, which can, a capability that enhances survivability by reducing exposure to counter-battery fire and drone attack. Ukraine has become its first operational user, with initial deliveries having started earlier this year. The system's advanced automation and mobility are expected to significantly bolster Ukraine's artillery capabilities in the ongoing conflict, and it likely counters the PZH's biggest weakness, namely its speed and maneuverability. You can't make a list about German military equipment without mentioning Europe's by far most bought tank. The Leopard II main battle tank has become one of the most iconic and successful Western tanks of the modern era. Originally developed by Krauss-Maffei-Wegmann in the 1970s, the Leopard II entered service in 1979 and has been continuously upgraded over the decades to remain highly competitive on today's battlefield. The latest variants, the Leopard 2A7 and 2A8, feature cutting-edge armor, firepower, and active protection against drones. In Ukraine, the Leopard 2, primarily Leopard 2A4 and Leopard 2A6 variants, has been in combat since mid-2023 after donations from countries like Germany, Poland, Canada, Portugal, and many others. The tanks have performed solidly, with crews praising their accuracy, survivability, and mobility compared to Soviet-era armor. They have played an important role in defensive operations and counteroffensives, helping blunt Russian armored pushes. However, like all heavy MBTs, Leopards are vulnerable to mines, drones, and modern ATGMs when operating without proper combined arms support. Losses have occurred, especially early on, when Ukrainian tactics were still adapting to Western-style armor doctrine. Nonetheless, Ukrainian operators remain highly impressed with the Leopard's gun and protection, and the tank continues to see frontline service. Perhaps the most important thing the Leopard II as well as other Western MBTs have shown in Ukraine is that they can withstand many hits from a lot of ordnance without cooking their crews, meaning that tank crews most often live to fight another day. When we first sat down to script this video on Germany, I expected a lot of armor, but honestly, Germany might just have the most armored vehicle variants of any nation in the world. From tanks to IFVs to APCs, the range is staggering. And right now, one of the most revolutionary designs on offer is the KF-51 Panther. Developed by Rheinmetall, the Panther is a lighter, faster next-generation main battle tank, weighing in at around 59 tons, significantly lighter than a Leopard 2A7, which exceeds 70 tons. It packs a powerful new 130mm smoothbore gun, delivering 50% more range than the older 120mm guns. The Panther also integrates strike shield active protection, layered armor, and an open architecture for future tech. Its mobility and deployability directly address lessons learned in Ukraine, where lighter armored vehicles have often outmaneuvered heavier systems in drone-heavy, fluid battlefields. And crucially, Italy has now officially selected the Panther, with plans to produce 380 units domestically to replace its aging Ariete tanks, cementing the Panther as a rising star in European armored forces. This would probably be where I'd mention the Puma, a German infantry fighting vehicle that has undergone extensive research and development and has been adopted by the German army. However, the Puma has experienced significant challenges since its introduction. Notably, during a Bundeswehr exercise in December 2022, all 18 Pumas involved suffered total system failures, rendering them inoperable. These failures were primarily attributed to problems with the electronics, including a cable fire. Such incidents have raised concerns about the vehicle's reliability and suitability for deployment. Until these critical issues are fully resolved, I remain cautious about the Puma's operational readiness. Now, you may think Germany couldn't possibly have more armored vehicles. Well, let the armor fest continue. Enter the KF-41 Lynx, Rheinmetall's newest infantry fighting vehicle, purpose-built for the export market and international partners. Weighing around 44 to 50 tons depending on configuration, the Lynx is slightly heavier than Puma, but offers a much larger internal volume, able to carry 8 to 9 soldiers, ideal for mechanized infantry operations. As with the Panther, Italy has secured a license to build at least 1,000 Lynx IFVs locally, while Hungary is already committed to producing over 200 Lynx vehicles domestically. Meanwhile, Australia selected the Lynx for its Land 400 Phase 3 program, one of the largest IFV procurement projects in the world. And interest is growing. More countries are now evaluating the Lynx as they seek to replace aging Cold War-era IFVs with platforms that are more survivable, modular, and drone-era ready. In short, the Lynx is shaping up to be Germany's flagship IFV for the next generation of NATO and allied mechanized forces. Personally, I never really understood why Germany has both the Puma and the Lynx. It seems to me that the R&D and production lines would be better suited to one variant, but that's just me. Maybe someone with intricate knowledge can explain why Germany persists with 2 MBTs and IFVs rather than pooling resources. Need more armor, you say? Enter the Boxer, one of the most versatile armored vehicles in service today. This 8x8 modular APC, developed by Artec, which is a cooperation between Rheinmetall and Krauss-Maffei-Wegmann, can be rapidly configured as an APC, command post, ambulance, engineering vehicle, artillery system, or even as an anti-aircraft platform with the Skyranger 30. Its modularity and adaptability make it ideal for modern, fast-moving battlefields, something the war in Ukraine has proven beyond doubt. It's already operated by Germany, Lithuania, Netherlands, Australia, UK, and Slovenia, with Germany alone ordering over 600 Boxers, including the new Jaeger variant. More European nations are now eyeing the platform, cementing the Boxer as one of Europe's most successful modern APCs, together with the Polish Rosomak and Finnish Patria. Okay, I think we've all had enough of armor for today. Let's move on to some other German-made equipment. Germany, as many of you already know, is a core partner in the Eurofighter program, jointly developed by Germany, the UK, Italy, and Spain. The Eurofighter is one of Europe's top multi-role combat aircraft, and German industry plays a major role in its production, with German companies building roughly 1/3 of each airframe. The Luftwaffe currently operates around 140 Typhoons, tasked with both air superiority and precision strike missions. The jet is equipped with an advanced AESA radar, IRIS-T short-range missiles, Meteor beyond visual range missiles, and some of the most sophisticated electronic warfare systems in the world. And it's not just Germany, UK, Spain, and Italy flying the Typhoon. The aircraft has been successfully exported to Austria, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Qatar, and Kuwait, with further interest from other nations, most recently including a potential sale to Turkey. Thanks to continuous upgrades such as the Eurofighter Evolution package, which brings new sensors, enhanced weapons, and expanded mission capabilities, the Typhoon remains one of the most competitive Western fighters on the global market and a key pillar of European air power. Now, I can hear you saying, all that armor and those pricey fighter jets are impressive, but they're not what really defines the modern battlefield anymore. And you'd be partly right. But that doesn't mean Germany is falling behind in the new king of the battlefield, drones. Germany is fast becoming a key player in the development of drone technology, thanks to companies like Helsing, a Munich-based AI defense startup which is working with Ukrainian forces to make a drone suited to the ever-changing landscape of drone warfare. Their HF-1 and HX-2 loitering munitions are already making a huge impact in Ukraine and is often placed with Ukraine's most elite special forces teams. Production is scaling fast. Helsing's Resilience factory in southern Germany can now produce over 1,000 HX-2s per month, with a major order of 6,000 drones already committed to Ukraine. Perhaps even more exciting is the Titan Interceptor drone, which is redefining close-range air defense with its agile, AI-powered design. Developed by Titan Technologies, this lightweight interceptor reaches speeds up to 300 km per hour and operates within a 20-kilometer range. Utilizing onboard computer vision, it autonomously detects and neutralizes enemy drones, such as Iranian-made Shaheds, through direct kinetic impact, eliminating the need for explosive payloads and minimizing collateral damage. Germany has a wide array of new drones in development, but one already making an impact is Rheinmetall's Game Changer drone, officially known as the Luna NG. Building on the proven Luna family, this advanced system offers a 12-hour endurance and a 100-kilometer data link range. Its modular payload bay can carry a variety of systems, from reconnaissance equipment to loitering munitions like the Hero R, and even deploy FPV drones, giving frontline units both ISR and strike options in a single platform. The last German airborne item we'll mention before we move on to naval equipment is one of Germany's most potent long-range strike weapons, the Taurus cruise missile. Developed by Taurus Systems, a joint venture between MBDA, Deutschland and Saab, the Taurus is designed to hit heavily fortified, high-value targets from over 500 kilometers away. Its advanced guidance system blends inertial navigation, GPS, terrain-following radar, and an infrared seeker, making it highly accurate even in GPS-denied environments. Armed with a 481-kilo tandem penetrator warhead, the Taurus can destroy hardened bunkers and underground facilities with precision. Currently in service with Germany, Spain, and South Korea, the missile is integrated on platforms such as the Eurofighter Typhoon, Tornado, and F-15K Slam Eagle. Though discussions about sending Taurus to Ukraine remain politically sensitive, it remains a key pillar of Germany's strategic strike capability. If I was to say one thing, it would be that I would have hoped that it would be in Ukraine by now. But as far as I gather, Germany will rather help Ukraine make their own version. Germany's naval industry is experiencing a significant resurgence, marked by ambitious projects and international collaborations that underscore its role as a leading maritime defense manufacturer. A flagship initiative is the joint development of the Type 212CD submarine with Norway. This program builds upon the success of the Type 212A, renowned for its air-independent propulsion system using hydrogen fuel cells, allowing extended submerged operations. The type introduces enhancements such as a larger hull with a diamond-shaped cross-section to reduce sonar detectability, advanced optronic masts, and improved combat systems. Germany and Norway have committed to building 6 of these submarines, with deliveries expected to begin in 2029. Italy has also been a key partner in the Type 212 program, operating its own Todaro-class submarines based on the 212A design. Some may disagree, but the last naval asset I'll cover here has to be the Meko frigate family, developed by TKMS, one of Europe's most successful naval exports. The Miko 200 series is already in service with navies in Australia, New Zealand, Egypt, Greece, Portugal, South Africa, and Turkey, valued for its modular design and customizable weapons and sensors. Building on that success, TKMS is now developing the next-generation Miko 400, a 10,000-ton air defense frigate for Germany's upcoming frigate program, which will replace the Sachsen class. With advanced stealth features, cutting-edge radars and missiles, and modular upgrades baked in, the A400 is also attracting interest from partners like Norway. The Mako family is a clear example of Germany's rising influence in global naval engineering and maritime defense exports. Germany may have underinvested in its defense industry for far too long, but it still has an incredibly capable foundation to build on, as we explored in today's other video on Germany's massive military buildup, which is linked below, of course. With the right leadership, Germany could very well become one of the driving engines of Europe's rearmament. It certainly has everything it needs. Though maybe, just maybe, it wouldn't hurt to focus a little less on armor and a little more on pooling resources with the neighbors. After all, there's only so many main battle tanks and infantry fighting vehicles one continent needs. With that, have a great weekend.